it is. All class and style, and however many hundreds you get, each one brings its own personal satisfaction, and Viv Richards has worked hard for this one. Tremendous bang, that. My word, 4 runs over extra cover. And who drop it short of Vivian Richards? You'd think Dave Thomas had learned a lesson for the day. 193 for 3, 195 required, 2 to win. Thomas to Richards. He didn't mean to get him in singles.
Alan Lamb has been one of England's best and most courageous players over the years, and here, in the Prudential match against Pakistan in 1982, he slaughters the opposing bowlers.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Ball gathering pace here in the outfield. It races down to the pavilion for 4. And spin in progress at the far end. Iqbal Qasim, the slow left armour, on from the top end. And that wasn't too far away from Sarfraz. Has picked that one up quite comfortably. Nice piece of footwork. Not quite made the 6 mark, but that's 4 runs for it.
And that's his 50. Very good stroke. And Lamb had one look around there on the onside once he saw those 2 men coming close. Made no mistake.
Interesting to see Wasim Raja bowling with that field. He's got 2 fielders, and I'm sure Mohsin must be feeling a bit edgy fielding there.
Two splendid strokes on this over. And these are the wrong tactics out there. You don't bowl leg spinners at leg stump and just outside with 2 men close in a limited overs match.
That's a lovely shot. Quickly into position, flicked off his hips there by Alan Lamb. And yet another boundary. So from the Radcliffe Road end, Imran Khan to Alan Lamb. That's it. Beautiful shot again, flicked off his legs. It's 4 more for Alan Lamb, 4 which takes him on to 103. Superlative not this, received only 111 balls and has found the boundary 11 times. And he's gone, yes, Alan Lamb not waiting or looking at all at the umpire. Knew he got a little deflection through to Wasim Barry, the keeper, and he's on his way.
In this next match, Lamb made another 100, his 3rd of the series against the all-conquering West Indies side, but the match winners didn't come from England. Gordon Greenwich of the West Indies made 223, and Roger Harper, the all-rounder, took 6 for 57.
Oh, that's a great shot for 4 runs. Greenwich onto that so quickly. That's not more than a flick of the wrist there.
That's 4 runs.
That's short and 4 runs. Oh, that's placed up beautifully through the offside. Really was a fine shot there by Greenwich.
Good shot, 4 runs. Piercing the field, and that outfield like lightning today. Four more. Not only 4 more, but Greenwich's 100. And 100 that has rescued West Indies from what could have been a disaster. Great partnership, and a great innings from Greenwich, who made 200 at Lord's, and now has a century at Old Trafford.
That'll be 4 more to Gordon Greenwich. Beautiful deflection down a long leg. Takes him on to 107. Another lovely cut this time from Greenwich. So the deflection for 4, now the cut for 4. And Gordon Greenwich goes on to 111. That's over the top of slip, and Botham looks down. I think he's a little bit upset about the light. Don't think he saw too much of that.
There's a good stroke. Absolutely square of the wicket, so much so that Don Oslier had to leap out of the road.
And again, that's beautifully timed. Clipped away through mid-wicket. And we needed a fouler there, I think, to pull that one up. A bit too quick for Nick Cook. That's 4. Short, hooked away, no bother at all there for Greenwich. The chase for Fowler, and I think we're going to back him again. Yes, well done. So 151 on the board now for Gordon Greenwich, and surely on the way to another double century. A typical Greenwich shot. It's 4 from the moment it left the bat, not even bothering to run. That's beautifully placed. Well, a very classy shot there. 400 on the board for the loss of 5 wickets, with Greenwich now just 3 away from 200. So Pocock to bowl again. Greenwich on 197. That's the one he's looking for. That's going to bring him 200. Davies has sprinted the second. He's going to turn round now. Here he comes. Up goes the bat, and Gordon Greenwich, for the second time in this series, has gone on to a double century. A simply magnificent performance, and Pocock the first to shake him by the hand. Really has developed into certainly one of the best players in the business. So exactly 200 out of 408 for 5. 502 minutes he's batted, been there ever since the start, seen 5 wickets fall, and I can't recall him giving a chance.
Oh, that's a waste of time to Greenwich. That has gone at a fantastic rate off the middle of the bat. in this field. One of the rare ones by Nick Cook. Fielding at mid-on. And 4 more to Gordon Greenidge. Good shot. And he's gone. Pocock has struck again. This time it's Greenidge for 223. A fine innings to follow on his double century in the Lord's Test match. And that is not met completely with Chris Broad's approval. That's bad luck. Paul Doughton has defended so dourly out there, and has worked so hard.
Oh, well bowled. And his Askinen is gone, and both thumbs out. Caught at short leg.
Garner, third man out this morning. Pocock goes. Caught Garner, bowled Harper.
And he's got him out. Would you believe it?
1985 was certainly a great year for English cricket. In this Texaco Trophy match at Lord's, England triumphed, with Gooch and skipper David Gower each making centuries. And yes, Gower indeed was skipper over Gooch that summer.
Shot. Latched onto that very quickly indeed. Here's Lawson. No ball and 4. Successive boundaries off Jeff Lawson. And this so far is Graham Gooch at his very best. Good shot, that'll race away down the hill. No chance of cutting that off. And 2 very good shots from Gower for boundary so far. One off Lawson, picked off his hip and swung away, and then that one smashed away through extra cover.
Short again, that's hooked away. Is it going to clear? Yes, it's over the ropes. 6 runs. Simon a double. Not bothering to run, Graham Gooch. That must have been beautifully timed. Just seemed to flick it away. Knew from the moment it left the bat it was 4 runs. That's the 100. Single is enough to bring up 3 figures from England. Excellent replies. Australia's 254 total. Got it away this time, though. That could be his 50, indeed it is. And that really is as good a shot as he's played all afternoon. Glorious cover drive, a big smile, a relieved man, and a fine performance.
Shot. That'll race away down the hill. No chance of Matthews catching that. Very fine sweep 4. sharpest catch, but in fact it has raced away down to the right of cue stand, and there's no chance of pulling that up. It gathers speed down the slope. That might be the clincher for Simon O'Donnell. Might be a case of the blood boiling. The 50 partnership came up in 172 balls faced.
And that'll be 4 more. Quickly into position, helped on his way. Beautiful shot, 4 runs. Swayed away, gave himself just that little bit of extra room and hammered it square. That's through. Still an amazing amount of power there. Croshed through the offside. Lead deflection, this could be his 100, indeed it is. Up goes the bat, it's a joyous moment for David Gower, for his supporters, for English cricket that he's back in form, and particularly for his teammates there on the balcony. Excellent performance, and this certainly is the place to do it. 100 coming off just 111 balls, including a 6 and 14 fours. That's it, through for the single. Graham Gooch 100, joining David Gower on the century mark. I think it's probably been the better innings of the two. Really has been in command from the word go. 139 balls, a 6 to 11 fours. Lazily turned away there. Single is enough, he says. It's enough to bring up a stand here worth 200. Well, he's finally fallen. Border takes the catch. So the end of a fine innings, a match-winning partnership there of 202 shared with Graham Gooch.
Gower continued that wonderful vein of form at Edgbaston in the 5th Test in 1985. He hit 215 in England's massive 5 for 595 against Australia.
No third man, and that'll be 4.
So it's Thompson again to Gower. That's another good shot. Plenty of time to get onto the back foot. Placed it beautifully this time. Well, a bit unlucky. He might just have been able to pull that out for that last-minute slip from Bob Holland. That's a beautiful shot off the back foot. Thompson dropping short again and getting punished for it. 4 runs from the moment it left the bat. Bob Holland is going to bowl his mixture of leg spin and top spin from the city end. And that's 4 runs. Dropped it short, it came off oh so slowly, turned a little bit, and judging that turn, cracked it away wide of the leg. That's the stroke repeated, beautiful shot. It's the front foot this time, it races away under the scoreboard there. That's going to bring up the 100. Two superb shots from David Gower brings England total onto three figures. 100 for one, and come in very good time indeed. It's good straight drive, beautifully placed by Gower. So the 100 partnership comes up for the second wicket, taking his score on to 47, and Tim Robinson on 60. Jeff Thompson now coming on at the city end, taking over from McDonnell.
It's a cracking shot from David Gower. Didn't quite time it, as he would have wished. It got down towards the middle of the bottom of the bat. Didn't bother chasing that. Thompson to Gower. Beautiful stroke. That's one for the memory. And even the bowler is clapping the stroke and the century. As Gower has gone on now to 101. They smashed that away past Vessels at short leg. Four more. Thompson to Gower. Pretty to watch. And a nice way to bring up 1,000 first-class runs in 1985.
Still to be Holland. He's picked that one up with a swing out towards long on. Is it cleared? Yes, Sackville, the two arms aloft. It's 6 runs to David Gower. Oh, he's gone for another one. Cracked this straight, and a fine stroke for 4 this time. 300 goes up. Gower puts on the pressure. Left arm is the usual style of Alan Border. It's a beautiful stroke through the offside, races away for 4 runs. We're going to see the medium quick of Simon O'Donnell now. And nobody need run for that one either. Well, some quite incredible shots in the last 20 minutes. That takes him to 150. I don't know whether you call it a cut or a drive, somewhere between the two. But it found the boundary edge, and it's 151 out of 331. Remarkably good innings, this. Well, that was a bad ball as Holland comes back, short outside the off stump, crashed through the offside by Gower, and it's 4 again. 3:37, England have gone ahead. And he's rounded off the day with an absolutely glorious extra cover drive. Couldn't see anything much better than that. 175, David Gower. Dermot comes in. Very fine deflection. No chance of anybody getting round to stop it. And 4 more. Dermot again to Gower. That's 4. Loose delivery there from McDermott. No problem at all to the England captain. He stroked it away so nonchalantly. No doubt about that. Glorious extra cover drive from David Gower brings him past the 200 mark. Come back for the 3rd. David Gower goes on to 202. A magnificent innings, his best in Test match cricket, just nipping past his previous 200 here, which he made against India in 1979.
Pat of congratulation there from Jeff Lawson to David Gower. As Gower goes out, court border, bowl Lawson.
And Richard Ellison also starred. He took 10 for 104 in the match.
For a moment, I thought Edmonds was having trouble pushing off in the wet ground, but he took it well, going forward low. He didn't panic. And another wicket. And Ellison deserves it. That one swung away from the left-hander. It's just a little bit shorter.
And he's gone, beautifully caught. Both of them picking him up there at second slip. And a super piece of bowling once again by Richard Ellison. A little bit of a waver, but found the outside edge. And Greg Ritchie is gone for 8.
Got him, good catch. Low to the ground, Tim Robinson picks it up. It probably jammed his fingers into the ground, and Ellison has done it again. Gower. What a good catch. 5 for Ellison, and the 5th one coming from a super catch by the England skipper, David Gower.
Extra gully has been put in now. Ellison then to Holland. And that's out. Beautifully taken. A 3rd catch to Phil Edmonds. Sensational end to that innings. And Richard Ellison finishes with 6 wickets. Ellison to Vessels. That's out. No need for the batsman to wait for the umpire. Flash outside the off stump. And Ellison strikes. Ellison to Holland, who's on the mark. And his LBW first ball. So Ellison's on a hat-trick, on the ploy of sending in the night watchman once again hasn't worked. 32 for 3 Australia. Ellison again to Wood. That's lobbed in the air, gentle. Anybody going for it? Oh, the word, yes. A long delay there. So Robinson finally moving in, taking the catch, and Ellison now is taking the 3 wickets out of the 4 that are down. Ellison then to Border. Well, what about that? Border goes clean bowl by Ellison, 36 for 5. Real drama.
A wonderful performance by New Zealand gave them an 8-wicket win over England at Trent Bridge in 1986. Richard Hadley took 10 wickets in a magnificent display of pace bowling, and it was New Zealand's 2nd win in 33 test matches in England.
And that's got to be out. The goose didn't even turn. Beautifully bowled by Hadley. Beautifully bowled.
He's bowled him, and that got through. It's very well up to Mike Gatting. And that wicket, the 3rd wicket for Richard Hadley, brings him now level with Bob Willis in the Test aggregate. 325 wickets, and it's a highly prized victim. Mike Gatting, the England lead for 17.
Well bowled. Beautifully bowled. And Richard Hadley goes ahead of Bob Willis now. Oh, well bowled again. 2 in 3 balls. The softener. And then the beautiful away swinger. What a very fine bowler. Very comprehensive indeed, but young Thomas played extremely well. New Zealand made 413, and there was early success for Hadley. He dismissed Moxon, caught behind by Ian Smith for 23, and here he is now, coming into bowl to night watchman Philippe Edmonds. And LBW Edmonds going right across to Richard Hadley. Caught it. New ball goes through for New Zealand. Hadley breaks through again. 9 wickets in the match. And a very, very brave innings by John Embury comes to an end.
Richard Hadley has something to bowl for here. He's never taken 10 wickets against England. Oh, that looks out. It came back like a rocket from outside off stump. Superb bowling, so Richard Hadley takes his 10 wickets for the first time against England.
Dilip Vengsarkar loved batting at Lord's, and in 1986 he made 100 for the 3rd time in a test at the home of cricket. This allowed India to gain their first victory in 11 tests there, and David Gower was relieved of the England captaincy.
No chance of chopping that off. One for the memory for the Indian batsman. Looks as though Pringle's arm's gone.
Super shot. It had elegance, but it also had tremendous power. Racking shot. And that is Dilip Vengsarkar's 50. And a fine half-century it has been. It began with all due caution, but since the second new ball's been taken, played some crashing fours.
Fierce slash outside the off stump. 4 runs. Gooch couldn't get to it, nor could Pringle. Ellison to Vengsarkar. Oh, lovely square drive. Beautifully timed. Vengsarkar is paying no attention to the loss of Mohammad Azharuddin. Great shot. An explosive pull shot from Dilip Vengsarkar.
Another fine shot by Dilip Vengsarkar. Splendid save by Philippe Edmonds. Deep mid-wicket. They take 3 runs, but the applause very much for Edmonds. Good chase and throw. Going much quicker than he thought. Philippe Edmonds a little late on that one.
Almost a great save, but it turned out instead just to be a marvellous shot. But it's no good having him there if it goes through mid-wicket. Lovely shot. 99, now the men can come in. Five men saving the single. There it is. Tip and run. Vengsarkar has made another 100.
Ten wickets in the match for Imran Khan in the Headingley Test of 1987. A victory for Pakistan by an innings and 18 runs in the most conclusive fashion possible, and their first win on that ground. Imran, in the course of the match, took his 300th Test match wicket. What a cricketer.
And a lot of movement and a shout, and he's out. And certainly that nipped back quite a bit. Tim Robinson gets caught on the back foot. Delivery, probably not coming back into him like he expected, but again just had a little bit of bounce. That certainly carried well to the keeper, so that's Imran's second strike of the morning.
And that's gone inside edge, played on, 31 for 5.
There's a shout there, and he's being given out. Didn't look very happy with that, didn't Chris Broad?
And he's gone. Trying to leave the ball, taken by Salim Malik at first slip. England in trouble again, 9 for 2.
Imran to Afi.
Well bowled, beautifully bowled. It's that one that darts back so sharply from outside the off stump.
David Gower dragging that back on. Short of a length, just outside off stump. Inside edge, back into the stumps. First innings, he was letting it go on the edge and went down onto the wicket, so that's twice in the match. A little bit unlucky there for David Gower.
Very attacking field. Imran into Jack Richards.
Oh, that's out. That's a fine catch. Imran swinging the ball in, just make it bounce a little, going off the shoulder of the bat. Pretty quick to Ijaz at short leg there, and a very good catch.
Imran Khan takes his 300th Test wicket. Joins a very exclusive band of players.
There's a shout, and David Capel being given out there, caught by Ijaz at short leg. Could have been a little nick onto the pad, that. It didn't go anywhere near as quick as the one he caught there from Jack Richards.
Here's Imran to Dilly.
Well, that's it. Imran bowling Graham Dilley with a full-length delivery there, and 7 wickets in innings for Imran Khan.
At Lord's in 1988, Gus Logie made 81 and 95, and Gordon Greenidge 103. But West Indies owed their success more to the wonderful fast bowling of Malcolm Marshall, who took 6 for 32 and 4 for 60. It gave him a 10-wicket haul, and West Indies their 6th win in 8 matches at Lord's.
Oh, must be. It's got to be one of the plumbest things ever, unless he got a touch on it.
Well, that's done it. First one away and then the other. And Graham Gooch nearly dropped his bat, but, well, what a strike from Malcolm Marshall and the West Indies. Oh, huge appeal, and he's gone. Lamb doesn't tend to get very far forward, pushing in front of his leg and possibly round it. Disappointed there, but another great strike for West Indies and for Malcolm Marshall.
Probably was more on pace. It certainly didn't bounce high, but fall down was certainly a little late in coming down on that.
And that's beautifully bowled. That is very, very clever bowling. Desmond Haynes is the man at mid-on. Marshall put the man over the offside and bowled a slower ball. Jarvis was drawn into the drive. That's very, very thoughtful stuff from the West Indian fast bowler. And a brilliant effort from Malcolm Marshall. Graham Dilley, as he stumps, spread all over the place.
Yes, that's out. Great strike for Marshall. Gooch not all that far forward. And really a great assorted over, which has made the initial breakthrough. Oh, that's out. And everybody highly delighted. Marshall, well, gracious me. If only he'd keep running and go to the dressing room, I think. Both England openers now in his bag.
And LBW. Well, Downton was beaten for pace there. Richards has got it.
England haven't beaten Australia at Lord's since 1934, and in 1989, Alan Border's side won by 6 wickets, having already won the opening test of the series at Headingley. The match winners, Terry Alderman took 9 for 188, and Steve Waugh made 173 runs without being dismissed in either innings.
That might be 4. A bit of width there. Well, that won't change them round, that's 4.
And every so often he produces a stroke like that, which is sheer beauty. Oh, that's a cracking shot. And in being orthodox and perhaps slightly old-fashioned, it doesn't seem to do him any harm.
Well, that was a lovely shot. Well, that one, a little bit of width, which Steve Waugh was able to cash in on. It's Waugh's 12th boundary. There it is. But it hits. It looked as though it would have been out, but triumphant wave of the bat from Waugh. It's been a lovely 100. It really has.
Certainly it's a little bit of good fortune for Steve Waugh, but he's played some brilliant strokes as well, and they could easily run for here. Chris Broad is the man after it. He could be lucky, it might go, yes, it will. Otherwise, they could easily have got 5. 100 partnership up between Steve Waugh and Jeff Lawson.
That's his 150.
That's LBW. Gooch gone without scoring. Playing across Alderman.
That might be out. Certainly very confident and given. Kim Barnett looks a candidate for that sort of dismissal. And he's given him. Gassing out.
Bowling, a sad end to a great fight, but jubilation and joy for Australia. That's out, I'm afraid. Terry Alderman is doing terrible damage out there now, and he traps Neil Foster.
Oh dear, that's the second one in the innings. Mike Gadding first, and then Paul Jarvis. This fella bowled so straight.
At Trent Bridge in 1989, in the 5th test of a 6-match series, Alan Border's team took a 4-0 lead in the rubber. Border won the toss, and Jeff Marsh and Mark Taylor proceeded to add 329 in the opening stand.
Oh, that'll be 4 runs. That's one of the few really bad deliveries that Botham bowled. It was short, it was wide. And that'll be 4. Nice little push, and that'll take Taylor to 50. He was dropped when he was 3 by Moxon. He's played and missed a few times, but all in all, it's another innings which is doing a great job for that Australian dressing room and establishing quite a platform for the powerful batting strength to come. That's that short delivery again, and that really is a shame because it's spoiling all the good work that Cook's doing.
And 136 for no wicket, and that is the highest partnership by the Australian openers in this Test match series. It beats 135, which they put on at Old Trafford. Oh, beautifully placed. Might well be his 50. He requires 3. Takes 2. And it's 4. Well played, Jeff Marsh. Good, patient 50. But that'll please Jeff Marsh. His first half-century, much appreciated by those in the dressing room who know him to be the fighter he is. Oh, that'll be a chase for Nick Cook. But this ground is hard and fast, and Ian Botham just straying in line there, and that just took a nudge, that's all, to bring the 150 up. Well, these two batsmen really are milking the bowling now. Just a stray in the line, that's the important thing. Give them room, and they're in such good form, they're just picking off the 4s.
We're going to look for 3 here. And he'll get it. And that is another great innings from Mark Taylor. What a tour he's having.
He's going and getting it. Well played, Geoffrey Marsh. That's what his Australian teammates think of it. He'll be pleased. Splendid innings, but off to a slow start. He's had most of the strike, more of the strike than Taylor, and how well he's made it count. Well, the landmark's coming thick and fast. That Australian total equals the all-time record opening stand for Australia against England, Simpson and Laurie. 1 more run needed to put Marsh and Taylor top of the shop. Tossed right up and swung away, and there's the record. Taylor gets there with a flourish. 248. We've got an Australian spectator coming to have a word with both batsmen. He presumably knows what the record is. Well, that's a lovely shot. What a way to get to your highest scoring Test cricket. Footwork, face of the bat, everything right. turned, but so slowly and it was short. That's Australia's 300. So what a great performance by Taylor and Marsh. Well, that's the delivery, which there were few of them in this match compared with Old Trafford, but they do cost. 2 4s and a 3 yesterday and another 4 there. That's another record. Previous record for any test wicket on this ground was 319. That's it, 150. Already both batsmen, this is their personal best. As always, Taylor acknowledges the players' balcony first, then the rest of the large crowd. Splendid innings, going from strength to strength. Saying which, there is the record-breaking single. In fact, they've turned it into 2 and 3, and that's it. A new record opening stand in England-Australia history, putting into second place the 323 between Hobbs and Rhodes. That was in Melbourne in 1911.
That's good old-fashioned bowling, and he's caught both of them, and at last Geoff Marsh goes for 138, the score 329 for 1.
The NatWest final of 1990 saw Lancashire well on top, and Philip de Freitas was the man who made it all possible early in the day.
Oh, well done. First blood to Lancashire. It was a good catch, low down, and Allett had a very safe pair of hands. LBW given to Philip de Freitas. That was a good delivery. He's bowled 2 very good balls to pick up the 2 wickets, one caught by Allett, and that one Alan Fordham, LBW. What a morning for de Freitas, and I suppose what a morning for Northamptonshire, because they now are 20 for 3.
Oh, he's gone this time. Indeed he has, and de Freitas, what a morning he's having. It's his 4th wicket. He's close, and he's given him, and well, de Freitas now, he's got the first 5.
1991 was a wonderful year for English cricket. 1989 had been an absolute disaster, and I can assure you that 1991 out in Australia, when they were trying to get the Ashes back, was certainly no better. Graham Gooch was the man who pulled it all around in 1991. He led the side magnificently, and it all started up at Headingley in the opening test match, where he made 154. England won the game by 115 runs. It was the beginning of what was a wonderful season. In the context of a particular game, I've never seen a better test match innings than this one.
This will give us a good idea of how fast the outfield is. Well, it's quicker on that side of the ground than away to the side where the players' pavilion is.
He's got another chase there. I don't think he'll make any impression. There we are. Short, and on this pitch it really sat up and said, hit me, and he did. for that and got something on it. And that'll be welcome for Gooch and the crowd.
There's the 50 for Graham Gooch. He's hit 6 boundaries, and it's been an excellent innings. 50 out of 80 for 3 for England in their second innings. A lead of 105 for the home side. Change of the bowling. Patrick Patterson has come on the football ground end. Hasn't been able to get his run up right.
Now that is a good shot. Real authority about that one. Lovely little shot from Gooch. Ambrose now to Gooch. That's a good shot. First loose delivery. Ambrose has bowled for a while.
I feel the slow just a little. That's a very good stroke from Graham Gooch. Beautiful. Oh, that's a good shot. 50 stand between Gooch and Pringle. A lead now in excess of 200.
Well, that just might be it, and is. And the crowd, it's only a sparse one, but they're standing. And that really is a wonderful 100. Not only in the context of the match, but just look at that for a reception. The conditions, the attack.
It's a lovely shot. Two very fine shots played by Gooch in the last 2 overs. One off Marshall and now off Courtney Walsh. Ball's looking a bit ragged to me. Beautiful stroke. Just a little flick. Not a full-blooded pull, but it still landed 3 parts of the way to the boundary and rolled over the rope.